everyone, I am here Chi and I will discuss to you today an investment that is super close to my heart, and it's FarmOn. So first of all, I would like to say thank you to everyone who watched my video last week. And because of that, I am so eager and excited to do this next video of mine. And this is another investment that I will share with you. I've been investing on it since 2017. Again, this is my investment and it's up to you whether or not you would like to invest on it or not. I will just share with you some facts and my experience and what I've earned so far and everything else. And what I know about this type of investment and all the information I can share with you. So let's start. What is FarmOn? FarmOn is a crowdfunding. It's a simple form of raising capital. So if you have a business, like I have a business right now, but I cannot go to the bank because I'm a startup and usually banks require 3 years historical financial statement. So, of course, I don't have that because I'm a startup, and most of the new businesses doesn't have that. And that's why it's so hard to get financing. Unlike in the countries like Korea, the government actually provides support to their citizens who wants to have their own businesses. So, if you notice, a lot of Korean stores popping out in Manila for the last 5 years, and it's because of this program. It's how they boost their economy as well. It improves their international trade as well. So for them, let's kudos for Korea for doing that. And we ourselves cannot open businesses here in our own country, which is kind of sad as well. But anyways, so crowdfunding as well, if you've heard of Indiegogo or Kickstarter, usually you will find companies here that are very new and doesn't have any experience or history as well. So while some other technologies, or if it's a new technology, if it's a new brand, they usually can also get an angel investor, but some would always wanted to do crowdfunding as well because it also kind of help them in terms of marketing or getting what is the market demand on that. You know, it's multi-way. They get financing for their business, and at the same time they see how the market takes a product or the technology that they are sharing. Another form of crowdfunding is if you have sick friend, you want to raise capital, so you try to donate. So that's another form of crowdfunding. So why FarmOn is a crowdfunding type of investment? It's because it's a farm, it's agriculture, and usually it's very hard to get funding for agriculture, especially in terms of operations, because there's a big risk in terms of weather. Like for example, for rice, I remember I have a friend, so every time there's a storm, so everything that they did, they prepared the land for 3 months, and then they started planting, and then they wait for another 6 months, and then they harvest, and then suddenly there's a flooding while they are trying to dry the palays and all that, and then suddenly it's all washed out. So that's how hard it is. The effort is so intense, the capitalization is intense, and then the return is 100%, but at the end of the day the risk is very high. So although there's an insurance nowadays, but some banks still doesn't accept those types of things, and you're trying to fund farmers. So farmers, they don't have credit ratings. So in terms of credit accessibility here in Philippines, it's not very accessible for people like farmers, fishermen, and all that. It would be nice if they can access finance, but so far it's very hard right now, and that's why FarmOn is a way to actually help these farmers. So why do I invest in FarmOn? First of all, I've always dreamed of having a farm of my own, planting organic stuff, harvesting. I was always thinking that if I invest into farming, I'd soon in the future have my own, and it would be very nice. At the same time, I love helping farmers. I always felt like they are cheated on. I don't know. It's like they're not getting the most out of it because the middlemen always get the returns. I was always thinking of how to eliminate the middlemen, or in the future, I just felt bad for them because I've been to a farmland and I saw how hard they do that, and then they don't get the benefit that they're supposed to get. I don't have much money, but at least a portion of it I wanted to be supporting communities like farmers, fishermen, if there's a way that I can do. I like funding social entrepreneurs, social businesses, because it's very close to my heart. I really wanted to support them. The return is really high as well. I'm a person who's always busy, so I don't really have time to check on my investment every day. And farm on, you have to wait for a whole cycle of farming. So in that case, you have to wait. So for example, if I invest on rice, that will take 1 year before they are able to sell it. So for me, it's very low in terms of managing or monitoring. I don't have time for that. So at least part of my money is just safe there. Another thing is that I think it's kind of secured because there's a contract that is notarized. So at the end of the day, you have something to run after to. Next is because it has insurance. So in any case, whatever happens, you just lose the time. Well, of course, time value of money is very important, but at the end of the day, you don't lose your capital. You just lose the time and the return of that in case. But anyways, so I love the cost. I love the support to the farms, to the farmers especially. I love that it has high return and it's low maintenance. So for me, that's why I invest in Farm On. So if you have the same issues like I do, then this is a good investment for you as well.
How much did I earn? I'm sure you're very excited to see this. So I first invested on papaya, hot pepper, and fish pond. And as you can see, I already have the return for that. For papaya, I have like 19% return. For hot pepper, that was 31%, and 21% return for fish pond. You must be thinking how much I need to invest at the beginning. So honestly, I just started with I think 11,000 pesos, and that's what I got. And then afterwards, I just added new investments. Like for example, I added for rice. Okay, so for the rice, as you can see, it's averaging around 14% return. And then the squash is 12% and banana is 15%. So you have to remember that every crop has different time frame. Like banana is 10 months, rice is 6 months, and squash I think 10 months as well. So I will explain later on more specific about the time frame. So this sheet is just to show you how much you will gain if you do the same investment as I did. And the interest that I will use is the average over the time that I've invested in Farm On, removing all the outliers like the 30%, which is kind of rare. So just in case, like for example, if you start with 50,000 pesos, you started here and then you waited for 1 year, this calculation is calculating for compounding and non-compounding interest. So for compounding, it only means that you reinvest the interest every year. So when I start with like for example 50,000, at the end of year 1, I will actually gain 7,250 as interest, and instead of pulling it out, I actually reinvested it on year 2. So by year 2, my interest is now 8,300, 1.25, which gives me a new capital of 65,000, which I reinvest on year 3. And then that 65,000 earned 9,500, and which is reinvested, and so on and so on. So in year 10, your capital will reach 193,653.29. Overall, you can see from your investment, you actually earned 143,653.29, which gives you 193,000. So for non-compounding, this means that you pull out the interest every year. You only reinvest 50,000 every year and you just get the interest from that. So in this case, so at the end of year 1, your return from the compounding is the same, 7,250. But then every year you just receive 7,250, given that the interest is just the same every year. Until year 10, of course. And then, so your investment from beginning, which is 50,000, plus all your interest income of 72,000 will give you a total money of 122,500, which is a little bit lower compared to your compounded interest. Let's see. Okay. That much. It's 40%. Anyway, so if ever you wanted to see, like, for example, you want to start with only 10,000, so you can see that 10,000 will be 38,730 after 10 years. And or if you just do non-compounding, it's gonna be 24,500. And then if you make it 100,000, then that becomes 387 after 10 years. So yeah, that's what you have. Like, for example, instead of buying bag, you can actually just put it here. You help the farmers and you also earn after 10 years, while your bag would be worn out and valueless after 10 years. To get this worksheet, please follow me on Instagram and send me your email address and I will email it to you.
So how it works is actually you first have to be part of the community, or you have to sign up. Before, when I started investing on this, actually you have to know someone who's already member of the community before you can be part of it. So it's a way for them to monitor, to get reliable investors. Let's just face it, it's not easy for them as well. There's a two-way trust mechanism there, and security and everything. So for them to make sure that the investment group is secured, and really, because the thing is, you have to fund it, and if you don't fund it on time, then they will have a problem in terms of timing and getting the right funding. So at the end of the day, they only give membership to someone who's being referred to a current member. So that's how it works before. But now you don't really have to do that anymore. You can just sign up, and I will show you later how to sign up. We'll check on the website, and I will put also in the link the website so you can check it out. They have FAQ as well, so if you have questions, I suggest you also read the whole website, because you have to know your investment. Of course, I will share my idea. This is a summary of everything, but the details, the nitty-gritty, you have to check on the website. So that's it. But once you've signed up, it means that you're already part of you can invest on the cycles already. So I suggest you start signing up before the cycle starts. The cycles, it depends. So you have to wait for it before it comes out. But I remember they had cycles January and March. That's what I remember. And I always come in late. So in this way, it sucks, because the fast yielding crops are first, of course, to finish, and I just like, maybe I should check on Farmon, and then suddenly everything's funded already, so I have to get the low return and longer crop. Sad. But anyways, that's how it is. So when the cycle comes out, you will see that the farms that they have will show there. I think right now they have eight farms, and then you can click on one of the farms. Some of them only plants rice, but some of them, they have tomatoes, chilies, bananas, and papayas, and everything else. They also have fish pond. I love fish pond because so after that, you can choose the investments that you want. So you can finalize everything, and then after that, you have to wait for them to send you the contract. Now, if you get the contract, you have to sign the contract and then give it back to them, and then they will ask for the payment, and then they will notarize the contract and give it back to you. So that's how it works. And then you have to wait until your crops are harvested, and you will see the return of your investment. How much should you invest? Honestly, you should never invest in high risk investments, the money that you're looking forward to use in the next 5 years. So I suggest you start small. Like I started, I think, with 20,000, but you can start with 5,000, I think, or even lower. Just do the minimum. It doesn't matter actually, but in that case, and also only invest the money that you will not use in the next 2 years, because as I mentioned, it takes a year before you can actually get the return, because when the time that you pay for it, you have to wait 3 months before they start planting, because they have to prepare the land and everything, and then they start planting, and then from that moment you have to wait another, let's say this is just for rice, and then after 6 months they start getting or harvesting it, and then they will still also sell that. So that's how long it takes, for just a rice, which is technically 6 months crop. You have to wait for 1 year, and if there's a calamity, as I said, they have to replant it, so you will lose another 1 year. So, and the problem with this investment is that it's not liquid, which means that you cannot just sell it and then get the money. So if you put your money here, you have to be prepared that you will not use that money for 1 to 2 years. Otherwise, you will have a big problem. So don't put money more than the money that you need for 2 years, because it's not tradable. It's not a futures market or anything. It would be nice if you can trade that, but at the end of the day, I don't think you can. So don't put more money than you will use in the next 2 to 3 years. Okay, so now we will talk about the pros and cons of this investment. Pros. First, it has a high interest. So if you've seen a while ago, on average for the last 2 years, my return is actually around 14.5%. If I remove the outliers, for me, that's a good return. Second, it's low maintenance. I don't have to monitor it. For me, that's very important. For a busy person like me, I don't want to check every day or every week my investment, especially a few years ago. Now I can, but before, no. Third, support to the farmer. So social CSR, its cause, the mission, the vision, and everything. I kind of love that. If that's something you also consider as an investment, so it's a good investment as well. That's also pro. In terms of cons, first, the timing is super long. So if you need to get your money, or you need short-term investment, you don't have savings for long-term investment, I suggest you don't get into this investment. Another thing is, the risk is kind of high, or if you're not a high-risk profile investor, I suggest you don't start with this, or you can just put a very minimum so that you don't be scared of your money, or you can just forget about it and wake up suddenly having an email that you've harvested something. And another thing is that it's unregulated, so I cannot assure or guarantee, especially whatever happens to your money, only that you have a notarized contract that you can use to fight against them in case there's something wrong that happened. So therefore, in conclusion, my recommendation so my recommendation is only invest if you're a high risk profile investor. It means that you have the appetite for high risk investment, you don't need the money in the next 2 to 3 years, and you wanted to help the farmers. Yeah, so before I close this, I would like to say, again, disclaimer, because it's an investment, it's your money, okay? What you watch here, you need to use that for you to assess your own investment, and don't take my word for it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's your money. You should be the one to decide to put your money or not, or invest into something or not. You have to check all of the objectives. You have to research further. Read the website, I suggest. Look for other people who've invested as well, because it's just me, and then that's the only time you should decide and to trust your own instinct on investing. So yeah, if you want more videos about investment or other suggestions, skills that you wanted to build, just click like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We will be uploading videos every week. If you will invest, please comment below and say invest. And if you don't like it, just say maybe next time. So yeah, and thank you so much for trusting and for watching my video. So goodbye and happy investing.
So this is what you will see when you go to the website, and the website is linked below, just in case you wanted to go here. And this is where you could join. You just click join now here, and then you just have to fill up all the requirements here, and then you have to put here your ID, upload, sorry, and then you can register, and then you can view the farms here. So they have one in Alicia, Ramon, Santiago. By the way, most of their farms are in Isabela, and they have one here in Cagayan. And then they have farmon 2.0 for technology and mechanization. I haven't done that. But anyways, so you can find it as well in our projects, okay? And then just read about us and you will find out that, Farmon is a crowdfunding community where people can help farmers on their financial needs and at the same time reap rewards for their contributions. Farmon.ph was developed by Sproads, a web publishing company based in Manila. It was established in 2014, and it's a pioneer in the integration of new technology. Okay, then you can read the rest so that you don't spend too much time on this video. And then this is kind of amazing. You can see the videos of the planting there. Sometimes they post videos about the crops. Oh, by the way, if you have questions, so they have FAQs, so frequently asked questions. So this is about Farmon 2.0, and then the original Farmon 1.0. So you can see here the process. They explain it here. I explained it a bit in the video a while ago, but this is where you can find everything.
And this is your friendly neighbor giving you some advice on investment, sustainability, and travel. So goodbye!